he stopped the sun. In the land of Canaan, during a desperate campaign to claim the promised land, Joshua leads Israel in a battle for survival. You will witness the astonishing day when heaven itself seems to obey a commander. Joshua is the successor of Moses, a battle-hardened leader chosen to guide Israel into the land promised to their fathers. He is resolute, accustomed to war, and driven by a covenantal obligation to secure the people. That night, word reaches Joshua. A coalition of 5 Amorite kings has fallen on the small city of Gibeon because it made peace with Israel. Joshua learns their desperate attack forces Israel into action to rescue an ally and uphold the covenant of protection. In that very moment, Joshua calls for a forced march. He gathers his commanders and mobilizes all fighting men, determined to rescue Gibeon before the enemy can destroy it. The motive is clear: covenant loyalty and Lord's honor demand swift action. As the column moves through the night, Joshua presses the pace. Men trudge up rocky slopes, the winds smell of dust and fear. The speed is tactical. Reaching Gibeon before dawn will prevent the 5 kings from escaping and will protect Israel's reputation among the nations. When morning comes, Israel surprises the Amorite forces at Gibeon. The city breathes with relief, and Joshua's men fight fiercely to drive back the attackers. Culturally, a city that made peace with Israel must be defended. Treaty obligations decide the stakes of this fight. As the dust rises, the 5 kings order a retreat toward the western hills. Joshua pursues them relentlessly. The kings hope to regroup with chariots and cavalry, but Joshua sees capture as necessary to end their coalition and to demonstrate that Israel's God fights with them. But before the day ends, fierce fighting rages. Israel breaks chariot lines and overwhelms enemy footmen. Joshua's tactical commands and the soldiers' resolve lead to a cascading collapse of enemy morale, a sign that the covenant God empowers Israel in decisive moments of battle. When night falls, Joshua continues the pursuit into the hills. He does not allow the coalition to rest because unfinished foes can revive opposition. The relentless chase reflects a cultural logic. Total defeat prevents future uprisings and secures Israel's foothold in the land. In that very ravine, Israel traps and captures the 5 kings hiding in a cave. They are bound and displayed before Joshua. This capture is not mere spoils. It is a ritual humiliation that ends the military threat and proves that the covenant partner defends those who enter into treaty with Israel. As the captives lie in the valley, Joshua offers a bold prayer to the Lord. He asks for prolonged daylight so his men can finish the defeat. The prayer shows Joshua's desperate responsibility to secure victory for the people and to ensure the Lord's name remains honored among the nations. Then, as Joshua pleads, the narrative declares a miracle. The sun stands still and the moon halts. Time itself seems suspended so Israel can finish the battle. This is presented as divine intervention that answers a leader's petition to secure the holy cause. In that prolonged day, Israel presses the advantage. Soldiers strike with renewed vigor as enemies falter and flee. The suspension of sunset functions practically. More daylight means more time to rout the coalition and to capture every escape route, completing the victory decisively. When the battle finally ends, the 5 kings and their armies are utterly routed. Israel secures the field, collects spoils, and ensures no immediate power remains to challenge their hold. The narrative frames this as both military success and divine vindication of Israel's mission. But before the end of the day, Joshua orders the kings publicly humiliated. They are hanged on trees and then cast into a great pit where they remain. This harsh ritual seals the outcome and acts as a stern political message to neighboring nations. As the dust settles, Israel collects the spoils and performs offerings to the Lord. Priests and soldiers alike give thanks. This ritual return to worship emphasizes that military success is not the end itself, but a sign that God has acted on behalf of his covenant people. Following victory, Joshua organizes the consolidation of territory. He stations garrisons and secures key towns. This step shows an important lesson. Conquest in this narrative is also administrative. Israel must hold what it wins to fulfill the promise permanently. In the days that follow, news of the miracle and the rout spreads. Neighboring kings hear of Israel as decisive victory and the son as strange halt. They weigh respect and fear, knowing that opposing Israel now carries both military and theological consequence. As night falls after the victory, Joshua feels the weight of leadership. He knows the miracle answered a responsibility, not merely his ambition. The burden is to translate decisive victories into lasting faithfulness among the people under the covenant. Finally, the chroniclers record the event as proof that the Lord fought for Israel. The account becomes part of national memory, a theological assertion that God superintends history when his covenant people act in obedience and seek his honor. The passage teaches that God acts for his covenant people when they uphold his honor and fulfill responsibility. The miracle confirms that Israel's mission has divine backing, but the deeper lesson is covenantal. Obedience and trust bring God as decisive aid. If this story moved you, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell so you do not miss the next one.